Hi! So first of all, if you're watching this, I just want to say that I'm proud of you and congratulations, because that means that you are likely trying to improve the way that you communicate on social media. There are so many ways that we can use social media, and learning about how to use it is going to be essential and so incredibly life-changing for your business and for you. If you hear my cat, he is locked out of the bedroom right now because he kept knocking down my phone. That's what that is if you hear any meowing. I was hoping he would be in the video with me, but he was feeling very, very playful. So he's out playing with toys out there. If we've met, then hi. Nice to talk to you again. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know, you already know a little bit about me then. But if you haven't met me yet, my name is Alyssa. I originally went to school to get my bachelor's degree in early childhood education, and then I taught for a couple years. I decided to pursue my photography career, and right now I'm doing photography as well as distributing lip scents and SeneGence products. But this video is not just for people who are like me. This is not just for photographers or people who sell lip scents. This is for anyone who just wants to learn more about social media. I need to start by saying that I'm not an expert by any means. I have not had any formal training. Most of my knowledge comes from other entrepreneurs and from my peers, where we chat and learn about the methods of social media. And keep in mind that they're always changing too, like the algorithm for Facebook changes and stuff like that. So the ways that we use social media can change throughout time. Obviously, it's changed a great deal since we first started using social media. So I have my notes, and we're gonna get started. So no matter what you're doing, first of all, you need to know that you and whatever products you have are unique. The combination of you selling these products is very different. You might think there's a billion other people selling the products, but guess what? Nobody has had the experiences you have had. Nobody has gone through the things that you've gone through to get to where you are. Nobody has the same exact interests as you. Nobody has the same exact personality as you. These are going to be the things that you're going to be using in your business when you're posting on social media. So you are a gold mine. Like, you want to share those things with people. And now we need to figure out how. How are we going to share those things with people? So before we even take a look at Facebook and Instagram and all of the different outlets of social media, we need to take a look at who you are and how you are going to incorporate that into your posts. So we're going to take a look at three things: your personality, your strengths, and your interests. So basically this combination makes up your brand. This is going to be how people see you. There are other elements to your brand, but in general, this is like the feel that people are going to get when they interact with you. I think this is more important than the branding as far as like how everything looks. That's another type of branding. What your watermark looks like, how you're advertising your products, what photos you have, stuff like that. But as far as this area of branding, first and foremost, I need to stress that it's so important, no matter what you're doing, be yourself. There are enough people that are acting fake or acting, you know, they're not showing anything about who they are, and you want to do that. People are drawn to real things. So make sure that you're focusing on stuff that you're actually interested in. You're sharing stuff that you actually love. When you have a passion for something, it shows. People know that. Let's get started. So for your personality, like I said, be real, be you. This is what you want to do. Like, you don't need to copy posts. If you see a post that you like that someone did, change it and make it your own. You can do similar posts, but make it your own. Even like those inspirational quotes, I use font candy and make it my own. I make my own, and I still like reference if there's someone who wrote the quote, anything like that. But I make it myself, and this way it's from me. It's not something that I just took off someone else's, copy and pasted. It's something that I did. As far as your personality goes, does the way that you interact on social media fit with how you interact in real life? I know there are a lot of people that sell things online. They're distributors for things, and like, that's fantastic. That's great. I support many of my friends who distribute things, because I believe that I would rather buy things from my friends who know and love the products rather than buying from a big store who doesn't really care about me. My friends have shown me so much support as far as helping me find the things that I need and making a difference in my life, and I love that. But there's a lot of people out there who are selling things online for companies. You always want to be genuine with what you're doing. So make sure that everything you do translates from one thing to the other across everything, even including like your profile page. When you're posting on your profile page, it should have the same tone and it should have the same general feel as stuff you're posting on your page. And this goes too for when you post the different types of posts that you use. Make sure that you have like the same general feel for all of your posts so that it feels cohesive. You want that. All right, and then the second part we're going to look at, what are your strengths as a person? Are you an outgoing person? Are you a social person? Are you awkward? Yes, that's a strength. Okay? Yeah. What, like, are you an inspiring person? What makes you unique as a person? What makes you different is going to set you apart. You want your business to be different no matter what you're doing. You don't want to follow the cookie cutter. Whether it's in the services you offer or the way that you handle the interaction with your customers or clients, you want to stand out in a different way from the typical standard that you see. So think about what makes you different, what are you good at, and how can you use that as part of your business and interactions. And then the third aspect is interests. So what are the things that you're interested in? Don't be afraid to share these. People want to hear about what you're interested in. These things are making you very relatable to all of the people that are on your page. And they're fantastic for starting interaction on posts. They're really easy things to relate to for most people. For me personally, I'm a big coffee lover, so I often get interaction from posts about coffee. So I'll ask people, like, what is your favorite type of coffee? And I'll share a picture. Or I might ask, like how do you take your coffee? Where's your favorite place to get coffee? There are probably like a million different ways that I could think to talk about coffee. Yeah, I love it that much. Think of ways to talk about what you love. Another example of interests and stuff like that would be like travel. So say you're going to go on a vacation. You could ask people, where would you go on vacation if you could go on vacation anywhere right now? Or even if you're not going on vacation, you can still ask, say, like, where would you choose? And then like I've done where I'll put like a picture with like 3 or 4 different options and let people choose where would they choose to go on a vacation, or even travel, or live, or just where would you like to be right now today? What would you choose? So those are just some of the things, simple things that I do. Another example right now for me, we're moving on Monday. So that would be 6 days away from right now. And so I've been talking about that, and it's actually like gained a lot of interest because some of my other friends are moving who are in the group who've gotten to know a little bit better, and we're chatting about that. It's just creating discussion and relationships with people, and that's what you want to be focused on. So your personality, your strengths, and your interests should shine through every time you post. You may think, like, how is that going to work? Your personality is pretty obvious. You're going to want to sound like you. That's the biggest thing. Your strengths, it's not too hard to think about. For me, I like to try to be inspiring for people, stuff like that. So I usually try to tie that in, or I'm awkward, whatever. Just tie in who you are. And your interests. If you're working with a product, this still applies. If you're not interested in the product, no one else is going to be. They should visibly see that you're interested in it, and you should show your excitement for the stuff. But be genuine, for sure. Alright, so then we're going to move on to content. So a lot of people are asking, what should I post? Like, I'm running out of ideas. I don't know what to post. And some of the best things that I've got interaction from, asking people to share things about themselves, or by asking a question. And you can keep it simple or make it a little bit longer. But in general, try to make the posts easy to answer and not too personal for people. If it's too personal, then people are less likely to answer and interact with you. Of course, you can get a little bit personal, and you want it to be personal for you. You can make it something fun or make it something interesting, because people do want to give their opinion. And this is especially great if your group is public, because that means that their friends might see it and their friends might interact too, and then you're making more connections and more relationships with people. All right, let's see where we are. I would recommend that in general, when you're asking questions from people to get their opinions, try to stay away from excessively controversial subjects as far as politics and religion. And I'm not saying that you can't post about these things, because if you want to, that's great. You do what you want to do. However, this can cause a lot of tension in groups, and so it's recommended just that I would say try not to use those as discussion questions in groups where you want to facilitate friendships and connection and interaction. Sometimes you might think to yourself, you might be like, well, why even bother? I don't think anyone's gonna care about answering this question. I don't think it matters. People probably aren't going to respond to me. But guess what, you guys? The worst that can happen is that nobody answers. And the best that can happen is that half of your group responds, discussion starts, everything like it can be an amazing way to form relationships with the people that you want to connect with. And part of this is making sure that you're responding to people. No matter what format that is, make sure you're responding to people and them answering your question. Even if it's just a simple, like sometimes if it's a really simple thing, I'll use an emoji to respond. Normally though, I try to actually type stuff out, because I want to be creating relationships for people and I want to be connecting with them. And I love it when people post in my group and they want to connect too. It makes me happy, seriously. I love having people there, and that's one of my biggest goals with my group, is just to have a place for friendship and connection and support for people. Everyone is welcome, even if, like I said, my product for that is lip sense and SeneGence, but my group is not just about that. Everyone is welcome to come and interact and chat and get to know everyone. If you guys do post a question and you post it in your group and stuff, I want you to comment below and share your success stories. You can let us know if you got if you have a really good question that worked really well for interaction, or if you guys want ideas for questions, you can comment below and then we can start that. I don't know if you've heard of her, but one of the people that I follow to learn about social media is Jasmine Star. She is really influential in training entrepreneurs, so I'd say definitely check out her pages and her videos for some information if you're looking to learn how to use social media. Like I said, I am not a professional, I don't have formal training in social media. This is just what I've learned. So here's a list actually from her. She did an Instagram challenge, but this is a list of topics that I consider when I don't know what to post. I usually will go through and I'll think about which one of these can I use. One big one is introducing yourself. And you might think, people see me posting all the time here, but do they really know who you are? Especially when you get a lot of new followers, this is a fantastic way to, tell them who you are. Make yourself relatable and let them get to know you, because the more someone gets to know you and becomes friends with you, the more they're going to want to interact with you too. And then you're going to be creating those relationships that you want with people. Another way is to show your workspace. So where do you do all your stuff? Give them a little sneak peek of that. That's always fun. I love seeing where people are at and how they do stuff. If you don't have something that's super fancy, that's okay. Show them a little piece of what you do have. And you don't have to be perfect on social media. You just have to be you, and you have to be real, and that's what draws people in. Another thing, one of my favorites, which if you follow my group, is to post about your favorite food or drink. And this is a really easy one, especially to gain some questions on, as far as asking people about theirs and getting interaction about that. Or you can even ask if people like whatever the food or drink is. Ask them their opinion about it. Another one is relaxation. How do you relax? What types of vacations do you like to go on? Do you go for walks every day? Do you exercise to relax? Do you drink tea? What do you do? Share that with people because they want to see it. They need to know that you're human and you are someone that is dimensional. You're not just about one thing. All right, then another one would be a photo of your product or service. And this one is probably one that automatically comes to mind when you post, but you're going to want to make sure you're not posting it all the time as far as like a selling post. When you're writing posts to sell things, you're going to want to, I think what I researched, they said about 1 in every 9 posts should be about actually selling something. Now you can do posts featuring things, but don't make it about the sale of it. Talk about what you like about it. Showcase yourself using it or someone else using it. You can talk about them without saying you need to buy this. So I think that's like 1 in every 9. Let's see. All right, so another thing to post about is a behind the scenes. I love these too. So like for my business, one of them would be like packaging up my stuff or team meetings, stuff like that, or just how I do things. And I love seeing these from people because I think there's a lot we can learn from other people, and I just think it's a fun way to get to know people too, how they do things, what their system is, everything like that. What you do to take a break from your work. So whether it's taking your dog for a walk or going to the mall or whatever you do, because again, it makes you relatable, it makes you a person, and that is what you want to do. If you're at a loss, just think about your daily routine. How are you gonna show people a part of your daily routine? And I know, like for me, sometimes I think my house is too messy to show people my daily routine, but you don't have to show them a big piece of it. Just show them little pieces at a time and share things about yourself. All right, so then there are different mediums of social media. There are different outlets that you can use. So I think that the most well-used one is Facebook. I know a lot of other interaction is going on at other places, but I still think Facebook is huge. And again, I'm not an expert. This is just from my experiences. So on Facebook, you have options as far as how you want to share your stuff. There's groups and there's pages. So as far as a page goes, there are benefits to having a page. They're searchable, so people can type it in and look for it and it pops up right away. People can like it and your posts might pop up in their feed. Pages go, people don't get notified every time you post when you post to a page. There's an algorithm for Facebook. I don't know specifically all of the details for how it works, but basically people like different pages, and depending on what they like and their interaction, different things will show up in their feed. And I've noticed that the more I like things from different pages, the more it pops up in my feed. But that's been my experience. One benefit of pages is that you can boost posts. Now this does cost money, but if you get really good content on a post and you want to be able to reach people that are outside of your circle, this is a fantastic thing to do. Basically, you get to choose the audience that you want to reach on Facebook. So you can choose things that they like, their interests, and because when you go on Facebook, you can choose interests and you can like certain pages. So this way you can kind of choose who your ideal client or customer would be. Maybe like for me, some of the things would have to do with like health and beauty. And since our products are vegan, I might choose like veganism. But then I'm not just going to choose those things. I'm also going to choose things that I am personally interested in, like tattoos and coffee and stuff like that, because those people are going to be more drawn to me and my page as well. So if they see the post and they like it and they look more, then when they see my page and might interact with me more because of the common interests there. So then the other option is groups. Now for groups, you could make them public or private, and you can allow other people to find you if your group is public. There are benefits to having a private group just because it can feel a little bit more close-knit. People tend to be a little bit more open, but public groups are very, very beneficial for actually like allowing other people to see your content. As far as groups go, Facebook does notify them every time you post unless they change the notification settings. People can do that. A lot of people don't know that. You can change the notification settings for how many times you want to be notified when the admin of the group posts, or when anyone in the group posts, really. Another benefit of the groups is that everyone can post there, and people will get notified. So like for mine, I always encourage girls to be sharing photos of what they love. So if they have a color that they really, really love, or they try a new shadow scents or lip balm or the foundation, anything like that, I really encourage them to share it. Actually, and I just started to, every week on Fridays, I'm going to go live to draw a name and to get their name in the raffle. Every time they share a photo during the week, they get their name entered once. So they could get up to 7 entries for the one drawing. So that's fun. I'm really excited about that. I just think it's a like fun little way. Actually, one of my friends, Christy, she does LuLaRoe. I got that idea from her. She's really awesome at social media. Another benefit of groups and of pages is that the posts can be shared. As long as your group is public, it can be shared. Just in general on Facebook, when you're posting stuff, you probably already know this, but Facebook is very highly saturated. So if you are just posting like salesy posts, people are going to scroll right by. You need to be interesting and show who you are. People want to see that. They want to see who you are really. They don't want to see a fake you. They don't want to see things, you know, if you're always trying to sell to them, they're going to unfollow you. They will. You can count on that. And then in general, Facebook is good for, you can choose to do longer content if you want. It's really good for interaction, especially since they started allowing you to reply to comments. Interaction is really great with that, to be able to actually like converse with the people. And then in general, Facebook is pretty diverse because you can do videos, photos, articles, links. You can just type out words if you want. You can pretty much choose to do whatever you want on Facebook, which is different from like YouTube or Instagram, where you pretty much do one. Focus more on one. Alright, so another method is Snapchat. Snapchat is generally used by the younger generation, but it's fun for everyone. It's really quick. It shows little snaps of your day. It's really nice for people if you want to get to know people. I think it's easy to be real on Snapchat. Just don't use the filters if you're like selling things specifically. Like if you're talking about your makeup, don't use the filters. But you can do funny things. You can share things with people. The thing with Snapchat is that people are not able to go back and reference things that you send them, whether they're videos or photos, or if they're on your story. So keep that in mind. It's not like Facebook or Instagram where they keep a record of everything. Alright, so then YouTube, you know, where we are right now. YouTube is primarily videos. Surprise! I'm learning about YouTube right now, but from what I know, the content is searchable by tags and by labels and descriptions and stuff like that for the videos. The followers can subscribe and are notified when you post videos. So I would encourage them to do that if they want to keep up with the content that you're creating. I love the fact that YouTube is shareable in many different forms. You can share it on Facebook, you can share it on your pages. It's very easy to access, and I love that. I do like the part that you can interact on YouTube with comments, and people can react to your videos. You can chat there. It's not as ideal as Facebook, I would say. I think Facebook is more highly used for that, but it's still a possibility. And then I believe the more views that you have on your page and on specific videos, the more likely they are to show up in searches when people search for things that are related to what you're talking about. Alright, so then Instagram. Instagram is all about photos and videos. There are no links other than in the bio section. So Like I have my link to my YouTube channel in my bio section, but you cannot like post links when you post videos and photos as of right now. Instagram tends to be more short and easy and like fits with the life of people today. A lot of people use Instagram to share snippets of their life and just to share pieces of who they are. Instagram, I feel like people are less likely to interact. I feel like the format is a little bit different. You don't get notified when other people comment on posts, which can be good. Sometimes I wish that I could get notified, and so you have to actually like tag someone in a comment for them to come and see it, unless they're scrolling and happen to see comments on a photo. Alright, so it is nice on Instagram because it's a little bit easier to find people that are outside of your circle because you can use hashtags. And so that's one thing. If you're using Instagram, you're going to want to research the hashtag, see what fits well for you. A lot of ones that are recommended are like with location. There's some good ones depending on your area. Then just thinking about what content you have in that specific post. And I feel like the more diverse the content is, the better interaction you have, the more people you're going to read. So for me, instead of just posting something about strictly about lip sense or makeup, I post about other things too. You know, with my coffee posts and stuff like that. So I like to share more than just lip sense. And I try to do that in one post. Like maybe I'll be wearing lip sense, but I'll be doing something else that's going to help show, you know, reach different people, and just connect with other people, because that's what this is about, connecting with people. All right, let's see. I also do love that Instagram has like a little message section in it, so you can message people, which I like. Honestly, Twitter, I don't know anything about, so I'm skipping that one. I'm sure there are people that are experts on it. I am not, so we're moving on. So another thing with social media, you cannot simply post and expect people to interact with you. You can't expect them to come to you. You need to be present and you need to be active in the social media communities that you are choosing to use. If people are sharing your interests and interacting with you, you should be interacting with them too on things that they're posting. Obviously, make sure you're interacting with them on your page. If they're commenting on stuff, make sure you're replying and you're chatting with them. But anything that they're posting too, if you're friends, if you're seeing stuff that they're doing, then you need to make sure that you are also interacting. It's not one-sided. It's like having a conversation, but you're not really saying anything. It is all about building the relationships. I can't stress that enough. It is all about the relationships. That is what is so important with every business. Doesn't matter what it is. Every business is about relationships. And make sure your conversations you're having with people are genuine. You need to be genuine in your conversations. One other thing is to be supportive and connect with other vendors. I do this naturally because I'm interested in products. You don't need to fake interest, but think about the products you're interested in, and if you can choose to get that from someone who is an independent distributor, talk to them and ask them questions about it and get information, because likely they're an expert on that and you maybe might not know it yet, because they're going to be able to give you more information and be real about it, as opposed to you looking something up on Google and finding information that way. Then I recommend that when you do connect with someone and if you do purchase something, share it and talk about it, because there is nothing better than supporting someone else who has a passion for the thing that they're selling. I can't stress that enough. I know there's a lot of negative talk about MLM companies, and I'm not even going to address that, because I believe that there are so many people that work so hard to create businesses for themselves and to be able to live the life that they want to live. And that is just amazing. And I think that it's important to support people who are just reaching for their dreams, whether it is like photography or some kind of MLM company, or they're starting some other kind of business that they love and have trained themselves for. I just think it's phenomenally important to be supporting people in what they've chosen to do with their life. No matter what you choose, no matter what your goals are, no matter what you're doing with life, no matter why you're choosing to use social media, you need to make sure you are showing your personality, your strengths, and your interests. These are the things you need to focus on, because these are the things that are going to help you to build relationships and make a connection with people. All right, so anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see any more of my videos, don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, you are welcome, definitely, to join my group. Obviously, it's not a salesy group. It's all about interaction and support with people, and I would love to have you there, but it's totally up to you. So anyways, I hope that I get to meet you and interact with you someday. But feel free to drop a comment to let me know if you guys have any additional tips or ideas. Again, I'm not an expert, but I do want to share what I have learned with people. All right, so bye. Um, 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 all right.